The fall of Kabul to the Taliban marked an abrupt end to America's longest war. In nearly 20 years of fighting, more than 2,400 American service members lost their lives. 20,000 were wounded. The war cost American taxpayers about $1 trillion or $136 million per day. Those costs are the results of 2 decades of decision-making in Washington, decisions that could have changed the outcome of the war and the future.
Our mission in Afghanistan was never supposed to have been nation-building.
President Joe Biden is the 4th commander-in-chief to oversee the war in Afghanistan. His decision to withdraw America's remaining forces by the end of the month led to scenes of chaos still unfolding at Kabul's airport. The conflict began just weeks after the 9/11 terror attacks. President George W. Bush said the mission was to capture or kill bin Laden and to go after al-Qaeda and the Taliban.
These carefully targeted actions are designed to disrupt the use of Afghanistan as a terrorist base of operations.
But by the next year, President Bush called for the reconstruction of Afghanistan. And by the time Barack Obama was elected, America found itself years into a second war, this time in Iraq. President Obama authorized a troop surge, more than tripling the number of Americans in Afghanistan, to stabilize the government and build security forces.
The date for us to have completed our drawdown will not change.
Troop levels later declined, but Obama did not meet his pledge to withdraw all but a small force by 2017. A peace deal signed last year by the Trump administration and the Taliban began the process of withdrawing the last American troops from Afghanistan.
This is a country that really was a foreign culture and a foreign country that we didn't understand.
Washington Post investigative journalist Craig Whitlock is the author of the upcoming book, The Afghanistan Papers, published by Simon & Schuster, a division of Viacom CBS. Whitlock says U.S. officials knew for years that the war was unwinnable and misrepresented the situation to the public. How did the military's private assessments of these Afghan forces compare to what was being said publicly about the situation in Afghanistan?
Day after day, week after week, people at the Pentagon would stand up in public, tell reporters, go on TV and say that, the Afghan forces are coming along, we're building this army, it's slow going, but they're getting more capable and soon they're going to be able to defend the country. But in private, U.S. military trainers kept warning up the chain of command that, look, these guys can't hit the broadside of a barn.
The costs of the war will continue for decades. More than 800,000 Americans served in Afghanistan. A Harvard study finds health care, disability, and other costs for veterans of the Afghanistan and Iraq wars will add up to another $2 trillion. Travis Hoare is with the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America.
They're going to need health care for their critical wounds of war for the rest of their lives. And VA must properly ensure that they get that health care for a wide swath of veterans that are younger, more diverse than any other generation that's happened before.